in a surprising turn of events that's making waves across both the defense and tech communities, the Philippines military has unveiled a futuristic weapon that looks like it belongs in a science fiction movie. But this isn't fiction, it's real. The 2026 Military Expo held in Manila introduced something we've only seen in prototype form from a few select countries, a fully operational robot dog, armed with an automatic rifle and demonstrating autonomous behavior. This cutting-edge robotic platform was displayed moving, aiming, and firing in controlled demonstrations, catching the attention of local and international observers alike. The robot dog, resembling Boston Dynamics' famous quadruped design, is now fitted with military-grade hardware, specifically a mounted automatic rifle that can be operated both remotely and autonomously, based on situational programming and AI algorithms. Now you might ask, what is the significance of this? And why is it so shocking coming from the Philippines? That's what we're going to dive into. We'll break down the tech behind this robotic dog, the intention behind its development, the geopolitical impact, and what this could mean for the future of warfare and even civilian robotics. First, let's talk about the machine itself. At first glance, the robot resembles a black and grey quadruped roughly the size of a medium dog. It moves with surprising agility, can scale steps, run across uneven terrain, and even stabilize itself when pushed or obstructed. What makes it radically different from similar robots in the private tech sector is what's mounted on its back: an automatic rifle, possibly modeled after the M4 carbine design, complete with targeting optics and a stabilization system. The weapon is secured to a reinforced aluminium platform integrated into the robot's spine. This system isn't just a bolt-on gun, it's paired with a vision-based AI system that scans for targets, identifies threats based on preloaded data, and provides automatic tracking, stabilization, and aiming. The shooter can either be a remote operator watching a real-time camera feed, or the AI can act semi-autonomously in low-threat, high-alert zones. The robot's frame is powered by lithium-ion batteries, designed to last several hours on active patrol. There's also a backup energy system, and solar trickle charging can extend standby mode even further. The legs use a combination of hydraulic and electric motors to maintain a smooth, stable gait even while carrying the added weight of a weapon system and sensors. And speaking of sensors, the robot is equipped with a suite of cameras, including thermal imaging, night vision, and LiDAR. These sensors aren't just for navigation, they're for threat detection, pathfinding, and real-time environment mapping. All this is tied into a custom AI framework that can be tailored depending on mission requirements, so whether it's patrolling a base, acting as perimeter security, or accompanying ground troops in recon missions. Now, the Philippines is not traditionally known as a front-runner in defense tech, especially not in robotics. So the reveal of this robot dog has turned heads across Southeast Asia and beyond. Sources indicate the robot was developed in partnership with local defense contractors and international tech firms specializing in AI robotics. While the military hasn't named the partners, there are hints that firms from South Korea and Israel were involved in designing key parts of the AI and weapons integration systems. This collaboration marks a big leap for the Armed Forces of the Philippines, AFP, signaling their intent to modernize quickly and efficiently by adopting emerging tech. With regional tensions in the South China Sea and ongoing internal security operations, it's clear why the AFP would be interested in robotic systems capable of operating in challenging environments without risking human lives. And it's not just about firepower. The robot dog also offers real-time intelligence gathering capabilities. Thanks to its integrated sensors and encrypted communication systems, it can stream data back to command centers, relay environmental hazards, and even mark targets for air or drone strikes. In essence, it acts as a mobile scout, watchdog, and combat platform in one compact package. But this showcase wasn't just a silent march of metal. The robot dog was shown performing coordinated patrol routines with human soldiers, acting as point defense and even guarding entry points at a simulated forward operating base. It could crouch, rise, turn 360 degrees, and track simulated targets. Most impressively, it was shown reacting to voice commands, switching between passive surveillance mode and active defense mode in real time. However, as expected with any leap in technology, especially involving weaponized robotics, the demonstration has sparked debate. Critics argue that arming robots opens the door to ethical concerns and potential misuse. Who's accountable if a robot fires on civilians due to a software error? What happens when these bots fall into the wrong hands? These questions are not just philosophical, they're operational challenges that defense forces must prepare for. On the other hand, military officials defended the move, emphasizing the robot's role as a force multiplier. In areas where deploying human soldiers is too risky, especially in mountainous terrain or regions vulnerable to ambushes, this robotic platform can scout, secure, and even defend positions. For the Philippines, where insurgency and territorial disputes are real threats, this technology could shift the balance. It's also worth noting the robot isn't fully autonomous when it comes to lethal force. The rifle cannot fire unless either authorized by a human operator or in a narrow set of pre-approved parameters. That means there's a safety net in place, at least for now. Still, the implications are huge. From a regional standpoint, neighboring countries are now paying close attention. Will this spark a Southeast Asian robotics race? Will we soon see Thailand, Vietnam, or Indonesia showcasing their own armed quadrupeds? It's very possible. Especially when we consider that similar robots are already being tested in the US, China, and Russia. In fact, China's military has been seen testing rifle-armed robot dogs with drone support, and the US has demonstrated similar robots in patrol and reconnaissance scenarios. The Philippines joining this list shows that military-grade robotics are no longer limited to global superpowers. What makes this even more fascinating is the dual-use nature of the tech. The very same robot platform, stripped of its weapons, can be used in search and rescue missions, disaster response, and infrastructure inspection. Imagine a typhoon hitting the Philippines and these robots being deployed to navigate flooded areas, locate survivors, and deliver emergency supplies, all without putting human responders at risk. In fact, military sources hinted that a civilian version of the robot is also under development. This variant would focus on remote navigation, payload transport, and possibly medical assistance. It would retain the AI system and vision capabilities but without any weapons or combat features. So how far is this from mass deployment? According to military insiders, the robot is still in the experimental phase, but field trials are already underway. In the next 12 to 18 months, we could see units deployed to military bases in Mindanao and Palawan for live environment testing. Depending on performance and budget, full-scale adoption could begin as early as 2027. Budget, of course, is a key factor. Each robot unit is estimated to cost between $80,000 to $120,000, depending on its configuration. That's cheaper than deploying a manned armored vehicle and significantly cheaper than training, equipping, and maintaining a human patrol unit over several years. For the average Filipino citizen, this may all seem like a huge jumper, but it's in line with the government's broader modernization agenda. Over the past 5 years, the Philippines has invested heavily in upgrading its Air Force, Navy, and cyber capabilities. Adding robotics to the mix makes sense from both a strategic and technological standpoint. Yet, the rollout will likely be cautious. The military knows that public sentiment and ethical concerns can slow down or even block emerging tech. That's why they've emphasized transparency, safety, and the inclusion of a human-in-the-loop protocol for all weaponized systems. Interestingly, the robot dog demo has also caught the attention of tech enthusiasts and universities. Engineering students and robotics clubs across the country are now discussing how to build similar platforms for non-combat purposes. This could lead to a grassroots robotics movement in the Philippines, boosting innovation and providing skilled talent for the defense industry. And from a global perspective, the reveal of this robot dog might force international organizations to revisit existing treaties on autonomous weapons. There's currently no global consensus on what's acceptable when it comes to robot soldiers. And with more countries deploying AI-driven machines, this conversation is more urgent than ever. In summary, the Philippines has just entered a new era of defense tech. By showcasing a robot dog with an automatic rifle, the country has demonstrated both ambition and capability. The potential applications from military patrols to disaster relief are vast. But with that potential comes responsibility, oversight, and a pressing need for clear regulations. Whether this robot dog becomes a game changer in the battlefield or remains a symbol of experimental innovation will depend on the next steps. For now, the message is clear: the future of warfare and emergency response may very well walk on four legs. And that wraps up our deep dive into the 2026 Philippines robot dog reveal. What do you think about this high-tech development? Is this the beginning of a new age in robotics and defense, or a step too far? Make sure to subscribe to latest car update for more incredible updates, not just about cars, but everything that moves and transforms our world. We're constantly tracking the latest in vehicles, mobility tech, and defense innovations that shape the road and now the battlefield ahead. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.